Most anyone who's taken a master class with me has heard me talk about rosining the bow. I'm big on rosin. I can always tell when somebody hasn't got enough rosin on their bow because I can hear it slipping and scratching and not catching the string. You know, the cello is so big. The strings are at least twice as long as that of a violin, and very thick and very hard to excite. And our bows are relatively the same size as a violin or viola bow. So how we make up the difference is with the strength of rosin that we use. There's nothing else other than pressure that can get the string going, and you don't want to be pressing so hard all the time that that's all you think about. The bow should catch the string very easily. So I've taken a bow out of my case now that I haven't used in a long time. Probably doesn't have very much rosin on it. I've cleaned the strings with the scrub pad, and we'll just see how this is doing. You can hear it's very fluffy sounding, so we're going to have to put some rosin on this bow. Now, the rosin that I use is a special rosin. It's a mixture of cello rosin, and it has some base rosin in it. Base rosin is much stickier and much stronger. It's difficult to use only base rosin. I've tried it, doesn't quite work. So a hybrid kind of rosin, if you can find some or make some, is, I think, the way to go. And I have a few ways of rosining the bow that I can be sure I'm getting the rosin to work. One of them, well, first place, you have to press down hard when you're rosining. You can't just do this and expect the rosin to come off the cake. You need to press down. So I extend my index finger, hold the bow like a little bit like a club, and pull. Press and pull. Slow. And when you hear the rosin start to make some music here, hear that? You know that the rosin is coming off the cake onto the hair, which is what you want. Bass players, by the way, sometimes have more success rosining on the side of the rosin than on the flat. I'm not quite sure what the difference is, but it works for them, it should work for us. Then you have to pull very hard all the way to the tip. That's what this finger is for. And go many times, and go slowly enough. If you see the bow sort of bouncing and sticking and then moving, you know that you're pressing hard enough. If you're worried about pressing too much on the tip of your bow, there's another way to do this. Put your knee up, put the bow down, upside down, and take the rosin cake in your right hand and simply rub it on right here. This way, the tip of the bow, the wood of the bow, is supported by the knee rather than you're having to press from the other end of the bow. And then this way, you can just move the bow this way. Get a good amount of rosin on so you can really sense that the bow hair is catching on the rosin cake and vice versa. Now this bow should be ready to go. Let's see what the difference is in the sound. In the first place, the strings are fully engaged when I'm pulling the bow across, and they also engage immediately. There's no lag time. This is a small room, but that's a minimum amount of articulation for a big hall. This bow is ready to go. I can't emphasize this enough. Rosin your bow often. Rosin between each piece you play on a program. It's very easy to keep this thing backstage or off stage. Do this, rosin up again before the next piece. You'll always have a fresh start that way. You'll have a consistent amount of rosin on the bow. In spite of any change in climate or humidity, if you do this regularly, you will always have as close as possible to the same traction with the bow, something that you can depend on. Don't wait 2-3 practice sessions before you put rosin on a bow. Wear it all down, because then you're dealing with almost like a different bow every time. So rosin consistently, rosin well, and you'll sound much better.